You with me 友達が say you might committed Really で anybody 変わりがない All of the body やり触れていい夜は朝までずっとそばにいてどうしたって言わないの思わない私が欲しいと言ってる
Hello. This video will contain ships or other things you are uncomfortable with or don't like. Take this as a trigger warning, such as content that might include graphic references to topics such as abuse, self-harm, violence, eating disorders, and so on. As for haiku ships in this series video, there will be obviously Sakuatsu, Osasuna, Orenkita and some others. If you don't know what the video or series will be about, it's about the Mia twins, but mostly Atsumu's experience of going to the toxic Fanon Sakuatsu AU, or in general the toxic Fanon AU, not just Sakuatsu. A lot of videos of amazing people inspired me to do this, and I'll put them down in the description for you to check them out. Anyways, hope you enjoy this prologue and let's begin. Incommensurable. Mia twins. Haikyuu. Introduction. The Mia twins are the definition of sibling rivalry. They often challenge each other in volleyball, sometimes even at school and home. Though it would seem that they want to kill each other, they care for one another regardless of what both may say or act. When being nice to either, they would turn into total tsunders and get into a bit of bickering. The Inarizaki volleyball team very much sees this, and their captain plus a few others put up with the twins' behavior. They're kind of caring about each other. What if all this changes? One person, in particular, sees his world in a new view. Could it do more harm than good for one person or another? Here are some hashtags, if you want to read them. And some extra information. "9:49 a.m. read on top of Atsumu's phone, the fake blonde barely waking up from his slumber, creating an obvious hole in his sleeping schedule. Again, he thought frustrated at himself. To Atsumu, waking up late was a big problem. Firstly because of Kita. Now, his captain didn't exactly tell him to have a whole schedule or anything. He simply wanted everyone to be on time for practice. Atsumu recognized that he was immature at times and a guy full of confidence in himself. Therefore, the latter thought of an idea. To have a full schedule for his sleep. Altering it if needed. For example, if the teacher gave out more homework from a class and he needs to finish it that day, then he will make a whole mental list of times he will sleep, wake up, and keep working on it, or once he wakes up, doing it at practice or class. Damn it. His voice sounded hoarse and a bit dry. He placed the phone down on his stomach, eyes still drained from lack of sleep. It all started yesterday and today is Sunday. Of course, he will be deterred with himself. He thought it was just a one-time thing, but now it was just irking him. Right now Atsumu was fighting against his body, which was demanding a bit more rest. On the other hand, Atsumu wanted to get up since tomorrow he will have to get up for school. Finally, his body listened to Atsumu's brain, using his arms to get up. The black shirt he wore to bed almost drenched in sweat. Immediately he cringed at the feeling on his back, wanting to take a shower. I wonder if this is how Omi feels when he needs to touch anything other people touched. As he thought of this, Atsumu got out of the bed, stretched his legs and arms, also hearing a few pops and cracks. If that's so, then yikes. It then came to him, his boyfriend. Atsumu shared about his sleeping schedule with Sakusa, earning a teasing compliment from him. He remembered that day so well, how he smiled softly when Atsumu told him, then turned into a teasing smirk. TCH. Atsumu's cheeks flushed at the thought of that day and how much Kiyumi can rill him up by just teasing and kind words. Stupid Omi. It would sound like an insult to any other person, but once focusing, you can pick up the love-struck idiot's sweet tone. He again grabbed his phone, clicking the button to turn on the phone screen, the brightness not bothering his eyes anymore. Atsumu's notification bar was filled with messages from the other main group chat, plus the pretty setters chat as well. Wonder what they're talking about. Kawa probably already finished telling about what happened to him yesterday or what he's doing today. The yellow-haired boy chuckled slightly, swiping up to see the remaining notifications, and for his body, it already started to move to the closet full of clothes. Ones that he barely used were in a bag in case his mother doesn't go do the laundry because of work or he's too lazy to wash his used clothes. When looking through the many notifications, he saw the username of his boyfriend. Omi texted me. His focus parted from messaging and trying to find a shirt, shorts, and underwear. A blush of excitement and the sensation of fluttering in his stomach made him smile, instantly taking his bad mood away from his body. Atsumu tapped on one of the messages, bringing him to the direct messages with Kiyumi. Morning Atsu heart with ribbon. 7:38 a.m. Are you alright? You didn't answer. 8:14 a.m. Did you oversleep again? 8:16 a.m. Okay, send me a message when you wake up heart. 8:27 a.m. As he read this, Atsumu couldn't help but hug his phone, placing it on his chest, feeling the palpitation of his heart loud and clear. Another love-struck smile made its way to his lips. Quickly he texted Sakusa giving him a greeting and an explanation. Omi Omi. Kiss and smile, 2 hearts revolving hearts, heart with ribbon sparkling heart. 9:51 a.m. Sorry for answering so late. I overslept, pensive face. 9:52 a.m. A pout made its way to Atsumu's lips, even though Kiyumi couldn't see him pouting, the male did it anyway. It then hit him, he was getting ready to take a shower. Oops. He aggressively tapped on the keyboard, sending the message. After Atsumu was satisfied, he tapped the home button. Now focused on finding his clothes, once he found the right pairing, he promptly walked to the bathroom door, and opened it. While walking inside he was met with a puddle of water that he could only assume was his twin's doing. Well, whatever, it's not like I'm any better. With a dull expression, the same as Osamu's, he grabbed the bottle of spray cleaner for bathrooms, sinks, and such. Atsumu sprayed around the bathtub then the shower curtains, hoping it's enough for him to step on after rinsing off any Osamu germs. He turned on the shower head, water started hitting the tub creating loud splat noises, just like when small droplets of rain hit a window on a long rainy day. After 10 minutes of rinsing the cleaner and remaining germs around the tub, he started to take off his clothes. Puts them on the side of the toilet tank next to his clean clothes and is cautious to not contaminate them. Atsumu grabbed a piece of paper, folded it, and used it to move the curtain to the side a little more so he could step inside. The water coming out goes down his skin while the many water droplets go in numerous directions. Once he completely stepped into the tub, he let the water wet his hair, as well as his body. The sweat that was previously on Atsumu's back was now ready to be in contact with shampoo. He threw away the paper, grabbed the special shampoo for his hair, and squeezed the bottle, which in response the substance came out of the bottle to the palm of his hand. Downstairs Osamu was carefully doing some cooking for himself, Suna, and Atsumu. Every so often Suna and Osamu decide to hang out, and today was one of those days. The clunk of the knife every time he cuts the potatoes echoes through the kitchen walls. His mind was somewhere else. All these movements of his were automatic. Osamu blinked a few times to get rid of the drowsiness, at the same time picking up the wood for cutting food, hovering it on top of a bowl filled with a bit square potato pieces, and sliding the blade down to push the ones he cut right now to the bowl. Rin should be here by now. The latter grabbed another potato from the bag next to him, turning on the faucet to clean the dirt still stuck to it. Once done he turned off the faucet, and grabbed the peeler that was sitting on the counter, next to the rest of the items he will use to get things prepared to cook. His hand still sore from doing the same movement again and again, the boy rotated his wrist creating the sound of cracking, and walked back to the original posture he was in. While peeling the potato, thoughts of Suna's condition or where he was, began to go around his mind. Maybe he was stopped by his parents. Or maybe he is stuck in traffic or something. Maybe Suna's parents took away his phone, or perhaps Osamu then snapped out of it after feeling the potato completely peeled. He put it down on the cutting board, placed the peeler in the sink and grabbed a knife he used previously and started cutting again. Maybe I'm worrying over, no, he grunted from the sudden pain in his hand. A cut he did without himself knowing. Osamu looked down agitated at the side of his hand, blood already sliding down. Hastily the worried twin turned on the faucet, not uneasy about his hand, more for his boyfriend than a cut since that will heal eventually after a few days or weeks. Cold water was hitting Osamu's hand gently, the pain remained regardless. Things like this had been happening to him, he wasn't exactly sure why, but it all started since Atsumu began to oversleep. How does he know? Well, Osamu usually wakes up earlier than his twin, not frequently but still be considered a pattern. He took note of how he had eye bags, it bewildered him how Atsumu would have those after one day, all of his twin's actions were unusual. Osamu turned off the faucet water and dried his hands with a paper towel. A bit of blood stained the paper, he then tossed it into the trash can that was in the entrance, unbothered by the cut he had currently. Ugh, the band-aid he needed for his hand was up in his room, which Osamu did not want to go because of him feeling very drowsy since yesterday, despite having slept early. Damn, I hate life. His phone suddenly rang, making Osamu look in the direction he placed it last, and grab it, glancing down at the name. Never mind, I stand corrected. The latter swiped his thumb to the side opening the video call, the screen showed Suna outside, his face slightly flushed from being out in the hot sun for a while. Normally he'd be completely calm about being on a call with his boyfriend, seeing as that Rin and Osamu are more or less comfortable in their relationship with each other, though there are times that one or another tends to get a bit uncomfortable or flushed seeing the other's face or actions and such. Suna. Hey. Osamu's cheeks were tinted with a bit of blush as he spoke to his boyfriend, looking away soon after distracting himself by walking out of the kitchen. Hi Samu. My parents were being bitches, and made me stay longer. Suna sighed in exhaustion and irritation, the sun was extremely warm and humid, not to mention the fight that happened earlier with his parents gave him a headache. Oh okay, what happened? Was it about cleaning again? Rin has told Osamu about his troubles, mostly of his parents and how they treat him. Often he ranted about the many unfair situations between his family, sometimes letting his anger and frustration subside because Osamu just listened or comforted him. Comfort, being agreeing with Suna about the unfairness he had to deal with. Now he wasn't lying to him about his own opinion. After all, honesty was sorta a big part of their relationship, but his boyfriend did have reasonable points and his reasons for being disobedient. Yeah, nothing new. Though, I low-key thought she was gonna hit me or something for talking back. Again his tone was still tired and angry, at the same time was acting like it wasn't a big deal, which alarmed Osamu slightly but didn't show it as he walked up the stairs. Okay, and by the way, I'm making something new other than onigiri. Oh, is that so? Finally, Suna said, obviously teasing Osamu. Of course, he decided to play along. Hey. A grin made its way on his lips, grabbing the door handle, pulled it down, and opened the door. He stepped inside his bedroom looking for the band-aids, trying to see where he put them. A chuckle then escapes Suna's mouth, completely letting his emotions show. Then he blushes, but it wasn't noticeable because of the weather, which was making his body very warm. I'm almost there. Great. I'll still probably be cooking when you get here, so you can do whatever you like. Aight. Osamu spotted what he was looking for. He quickly grabbed the box and opened it from the side. All the band-aids were sorted out in size. He flipped through them with his finger and eventually found a big-sized one. Hey, Osamu. The boy glanced at the phone screen. It showed Suna's top half of his face. He couldn't really see any expressive emotions his boyfriend was making, which was typical, so it wasn't anything out of the ordinary. What is it? There was a bit of silence between the two. Neither spoke, just the sounds of footsteps and silent huffing from Suna in the background. Osamu opened the paper wrapped around the band-aid, taking this opportunity to let his boyfriend relax. He knew that Suna doesn't like being in the center of attention, so often he pretended not to be aware of what he wanted to say. Between the two, Suna was the most grateful for him doing that. It was like a silent communication type of thing. Do you have any clothes that I could use? His voice was monotone, but it was obvious to someone like Osamu, recognizing the slight embarrassment of asking such a question. I probably do, I'll check. What kind of clothes do you want to wear? The twin replied nonchalantly, placing the band-aid on the cut that was bleeding a little. Suna's heart was beating at a rapid pace. It was a miracle that it wasn't picked up by the phone. A shirt that would fit me and a jacket. The tired boy glanced up and saw his boyfriend's house up ahead of him. Okay, I think I have a few that I don't use. But you can see for yourself when you get here. Suna blinked, his headache getting worse and legs going flimsy by the second for being outside. Osamu got up on his feet, the phone still in hand, walked towards his closet, opened the door, and spotted the bag instantly recognizable. With one hand pulled the bag out of the closet and set it on the rather well-made bed. That should be it, the boy thought, and went out the door, closing it behind himself, not wanting the scent of food plus other types of smells to get caught up inside his room. As Osamu walked past by the bathroom, the sound of something falling caught his attention. Shit. Suna, upon hearing this in a thud, as well as what sounded like Atsumu being annoyed, let out a noise of amusement. PFT. Did you fall? A smirk of satisfaction and also amusement went across his face. Inside the bathroom, Atsumu was leaning down trying to get the shampoo that fell on the outside of the tub. No. Liar. It was the shampoo, you dipshit. Aha, sure. With that, again Osamu walked down the hallway, then down the stairs, hearing struggle noises while leaving. Stupid Osamu. I can practically hear his stupid smile from here. HMPH. Atsumu muttered under his breath, through attempts of getting the shampoo bottle off the floor.